Toto Wolff didn't make any excuses following a disastrous Sunday for Mercedes in Brazil, as the W14 performed well below their expectations. The past 18 months have been exceptionally challenging for Mercedes. Despite setting their sights on reclaiming the F1 championship in 2022, the German team has encountered consistent hurdles in their efforts to challenge Red Bull. It's somewhat surprising that Mercedes has maintained the second position in the standings. Aston Martin's mid-season development negatively impacted their campaign, and McLaren's resurgence came too late to threaten the Silver Arrows in the standings. Meanwhile, Ferrari faced several issues that kept them behind the German constructor. Nevertheless, the W14 is clearly not the second-best car on the grid. That title belongs to the MCL 60. Looking ahead to the next season, the Brackley-based team must take a substantial step forward, something they have struggled to achieve since the introduction of these regulations. Although there have been positive signs for Mercedes, such as their strong pace in COTA and Mexico, Lewis Hamilton's disqualification overshadowed their performance in Austin, and their overall feeling following Brazil is undoubtedly worse. Dividing the season into strong and weak tracks, as all teams have better and worse circuits, is not a luxury that Toto Wolff's team can afford. Red Bull already holds a significant advantage, and even on Mercedes' more competitive weekends, the supremacy of the RB19 is apparent. In a post-race interview, Toto Wolff was candid in his analysis. Inexcusable performance. There are no words for that. That car finished second last week and the week before. Whatever we did to it was horrible. Lewis survived out there, but George, I can only feel for them driving such a miserable thing, he told Sky Sports. Lewis Hamilton, following the Grand Prix weekend's conclusion, openly expressed his dissatisfaction with the performance. Despite an impressive start and an early third-place position, Hamilton was overtaken by Fernando Alonso after a restart, slipping into a competitive pack of drivers. As the 71 laps progressed, he descended to 8th place and narrowly avoided being overtaken by Yuki Tsunoda in the AlphaTauri. Hamilton voiced his frustrations about the car's performance. "We're losing so much time on the straights, there's nothing I can do about it. And then we're just sliding through the corners. So we have to look into why that is the case on this rough circuit. How challenging is it for a top team like Mercedes to face unexpected downturns in performance? Let us know your opinion in the comments section. When Ferrari's Charles Leclerc crashed into the barrier during the formation lap of the Sao Paulo Grand Prix, Mercedes fans might have expected a favourable day for their team. With Ferrari reduced to just one driver, and both Lewis Hamilton and George Russell set to start in the top 6 ahead of Carlos Sainz Jr., the Silver Arrows seemed to hold the advantage. However, a disappointing Sunday saw both Russell and Hamilton struggle with tyre degradation, with Russell retiring early. Surprisingly, Ferrari managed to gain ground in the fight for second place, as Sainz finished 6th, 2 spots ahead of Hamilton. As both teams prepare for the inaugural Las Vegas Grand Prix, the competition remains tight, and Mercedes is left seeking solutions. Clearly, we've got something very wrong with the setup. We've had the pace to fight for podiums in the recent races, and today we were barely able to fight for points. We're obviously disappointed, and we will work hard to understand and fix what we got wrong this weekend, said Andrew Shovlin, the team's trackside engineering director, in Mercedes' post-race report. The Brazilian Grand Prix marked a notable turning point for the Mercedes Formula One team, signifying an unexpected struggle that placed them amidst the midfield pack. The triumph of the previous year at the same venue seemed like a distant memory, as both Lewis Hamilton and George Russell grappled with a car that failed to match up against its competitors, even falling short against Alpine. Karun Chandhok provided insights on the perplexing situation within the Mercedes squad. "I think there's a lot of head-scratching going on there. They need to understand as a collective group where the root of this problem is, because they've had the highs of the last couple of races where they were quick. Let's not forget they were excluded in Austin. But you can't produce a World Championship campaign to fight for the championship if you've got these ups and downs with no clear understanding as to why." Karun Chandhok raised concerns over Mercedes' management of anticipated weaknesses and their perplexing performance swings during the Brazilian Grand Prix at Interlagos. Chandhok highlighted a critical absence of strategic preparation for known challenges, emphasizing the team's evident bewilderment in navigating their varying performance levels. He expressed worry over Mercedes' lack of clarity regarding their peaks and dips in performance, suggesting potential concerns moving into the following year. Drawing a comparison with McLaren's approach, Chandhok shed light on the stark contrast in progression strategies. McLaren openly acknowledged their initial struggles and laid out a clear plan for development. Their consistent progress across various tracks and conditions signaled a methodical and successful trajectory for the future. In contrast, Chandhok criticized Mercedes' inconsistency, pointing out their significant fluctuations in performance across different races. From being reasonably quick in Qatar to lagging behind various competitors at Interlagos, the erratic performance left observers perplexed and raised questions about the team's understanding and management of their car's performance. Chandhok's observations underscored the need for consistency and strategic clarity in performance management for teams like Mercedes, particularly as they look ahead to the upcoming seasons in Formula One. How might these concerns impact Mercedes' competitiveness and strategy planning for the next season, especially considering the level of competition from other teams like Red Bull and McLaren? Let us know your opinion in the comments section. To exacerbate matters, the team remains clueless about the reasons behind the unexpected decline. During the Grand Prix, the team managed to secure merely 3 points, with Lewis Hamilton finishing in 8th place after running as high as P3 in the early laps. Meanwhile, George Russell suffered a did not finish, DNF, due to cooling issues. Allison, the team's technical director, told the F1 Nation podcast, "I just wrote an email back to the factory saying I feel knocked for six by it because we came here. It would have been too much to imagine a repeat of last year because the stars would have to align for that, but I thought we'd be troubling the podium. Now you could say, well, you've been undone by your own hubris, but never in my wildest dreams would I have imagined that we would have the torrid weekend we just had." The unexpected tyre degradation, described by Allison as the W14 gobbling up its tyres, is a concerning departure from the car's usual strength in managing tyre wear. During the Brazilian Grand Prix, the combination of hot tyres and understeer led to severe and unexpected tyre degradation for the Mercedes team. The main issue was hot rear tyres, which would give you a snappier end and would give you the sort of tyre degradation we saw, but also an annoying amount of understeer. Now, when you've got a balance that's all at sea like that, it's very easy to nibble away with every bit of throttle you put down, every turn of the wheel a bit of the tyres, he said. Thanks for joining us on this thrilling ride through the world of motorsport. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to hit that like button, subscribe for more high-octane action, and ring the notification bell so you never miss a video from us. See you in the next video. This is Turbo Turns, signing off.